So here's a review for the Jordan 11 Retro, and this is in the Bred colorway. And the Jordan 11, this pair is a used pair, so I got them off eBay. And the reason why I bought this particular one was it was basically in the retailing price, and so I didn't want to pay like dead stock price, which was double the amount. And it was one of those things that I never owned a pair of Jordan 11, so when I grabbed these, I thought even if I don't keep them, I can sort of sell them on for the same sort of price. And I would have to say some of the Jordans that have been released, the 1 to 14, this is probably quite sort of comfortable in terms of on foot. However, it's one of those sneakers that I think the colorways, depending on which one you pick, they're not, they can sort of range in my eyes, and a bit sort of marmite in terms of its looks as well. Personally, I'm not too much of a fan of the way it looks in general, the design of the sneaker, and this particular colorway works for me, being in this sort of black sort of Bred colorway. But some of like the other ones, like the Concord and the Legend Blue, doesn't quite work for me, and feels a bit more sort of chunky silhouette in my opinion. And basically, I do like the way some of the bits have been done. I like the technology that's used in this, and I like the traction and the outsole being herringbone. That's really cool, and the lacing system as well, which is nice as well, makes it really easy to sort of slip on and off. And kind of the minimal branding as well, I actually like that. We've just got one sort of Jumpman logo there, and it's not sort of plastered throughout the sneaker. Even the tongue has kind of been kept to a minimum. I'm not a fan of the patent leather, so for me that's not a thing that I appreciate. I understand that it was a sort of new tech back then, but for now I'm just not really a big fan of it. And in general, this particular shoe, I wouldn't be wearing it now, to be honest. But it's a cool shoe to own, just to sort of appreciate, where things are and where they were going, I suppose, for the Jordan line. So here are the details for the Jordan 11 Playoffs Bred. Comes in a white, varsity red and black colorway. And these have a Phylon midsole with a rubber outsole, and it also has a full air zoom length in the midsole, and it's made up of all leather and patent leather materials, and the price was £190. So with the comfort and sizing, I think much like any other sort of Jordans, especially sort of similar to a Jordan 10, these are sort of more on the medium to firm side. However, what I will say is compared to some of the other Jordans, they feel more nicer on foot and feel like they're more contoured and shaped to your foot. And I'd say the wearing time for these is sort of around the 6 to 10 hours, just mainly for the sort of pattern leather to sort of soften around the toe guard, because a lot of the other parts of it is sort of mesh material anyway, so it should be fine. And I think true to size would work on these, and I went half a size up because I've never had a pair before, and it's also fine, and I just get a little bit of extra room, I suppose, but it's fine other than that. I think the grip is great on these because they have a herringbone traction pattern. With the look and style, I love the OG Bred colour blocking on this. It's black and it's quite sort of shiny, almost got that sort of Darth Vader look to it. And it's a nice one to wear sort of autumn winter time because it has sort of a chunky looking silhouette. And I think these ones you can sort of dress up casual and smart casual. They've got a little bit of sort of streetwear to them, but because of the patent leather, you can sort of dress them up quite smart. And I think when these were being made, I think Michael Jordan wanted something that was something that he could wear, as a dress shoe sort of thing. So the Concords were sort of made for that type of wear. But with this one, I think you can still dress them up. And it's good with the black laces, but you could also put in red because it's got so much red on the sneaker anyway, and I think even sail would work nowadays. So with the pros, I like the OG Bred colour blocking. It's really nice and iconic, and it's always going to be a timeless classic, especially because of the one that Jordan won a championship in. The cons, I think the costs on these are too high, especially because it's a Jordan 11, the prices are way high. And the patent leather in general, I know people like this, and it was iconic at the time, and it was new at the time. But for me, I'm just not a fan of this sort of shiny material. And in all honesty, I think the silhouette for me isn't, for me either. I think it's on the sort of chunkier side. So with the look and style, I'll give this one in particular a 5 out of 5. I'm not a big Jordan 11 fan, but I do recognise and respect this particular colourway, and I do respect the silhouette somewhat. It doesn't look nice on, you know, for me, like in terms of being on foot. It almost has sort of a chunky vibe to it. And I think the comfort level is nice. It's you know, has a bit of give, and it's quite sort of similar to a Jordan you know, 10 and even an 8 as well, and it feels quite nice on foot, and I wouldn't say it's sort of too fatiguing, and it seems to be enough sort of support and contour to your foot. And the quality, I give it a 4. I think because of the materials that I use, like the pattern leather, I think that'll get quite sort of scratched up over time anyway, and it's one of those ones where you have to be careful when you wear it. And just retros in general are priced too high, so that's why I've given it a 4. But I still recognise the you know, the classic nature of this sneaker and what it means to you know, fans of Michael Jordan, especially sort of in the US. And for that reason, I've given it a 5. It's just the Jordan 11 silhouette is not something that I would wear, neither in sort of high or in the low cut, but I do like it at the same time. Just it's not one that I'd wear now.